A locally made improvised explosive device has been neutralized by security forces in Kumba, chief town of the Meme of the southwest region of Cameroon, one in many in the conflict-stricken northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. It is not the first explosive reported in the town of Kumba, headquarters of the Meme division. Lawyers and political actors in Cameroon have gone reacting following the release of Basil Atangana, one-time Minister of Water and Energy Resources in Cameroon. Others are saying that the release of Basil Atangana should also pave a way for the release of their sons and daughters, while those of the northern regions of Cameroon are presenting their names that must be released from the Kundenge maximum security prison. Those of the English-speaking northwest and southwest regions has the list of individuals that are supposed to be released according to them. In this edition of the news, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be taking you to the national road number 3 linking the major cities of Cameroon, Douala and Yaoundé. It's a Monday. You made the right choice to get informed by your number 1 television channel, Equinoxe. Investigative reporting can only be gotten on Equinoxe radio and television. We're on to our primetime newscast live from our central news desk in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital city. Ladies and gentlemen, news first on the national road number 3 linking Cameroon's political and economic capital cities, that is Yaoundé and Douala, where circulation has been re-established after over 6 hours of perturbed circulation. Local information gotten so far say that circulation got hampered on the national road number 3 following an accident reported on the stretch of the road in the locality of Bubnyebe, that is few meters away from the central town of Bubnyebe. It resulted from an accident of a heavy-duty vehicle that reportedly that is somersaulted, overturned and blocked circulation. Vehicles coming from the political capital city Yaoundé, as well as those moving from Douala to Yaoundé, got stranded on opposite ends of the national road. It took several hours. Even other sources say that it got blocked from at about 10 p.m. last night, that is Sunday night, to about 9 a.m. Monday morning. Circulation has, however, been re-established, but enormous damage has been caused already, according to locals who spoke to microphones on the national road number 3. They said that businesses which were supposed to be done on the opposite ends of the road have not been accomplished or could not be done as a result of the unfortunate incident. But however, circulation has been re-established. We shall be coming back to the reactions of those we met on the field subsequently. Time for us to talk about the challenges facing inhabitants in several parts of Cameroon, this time around in the northern regions of Cameroon, where the people say that they are confronted with enormous difficulties, and those are the population of Waza in the Logon and Share division of the Far North region of Cameroon, who say insecurity has brought about by the Boko Haram terrorists is the main reason for their suffering today. The people say that the results of the activities of Boko Haram terrorists have forced them out of their farms and economic activities, making life extremely difficult. We take you to Waza with Innocent.
Some Waza in the Far North region say the miserable life they live today is as a result of insecurity, masterminded by Boko Haram insurgents. She says since 2014, they have not been able to work for livelihood because of Boko Haram frequent attacks. No one has been spared. The youth, who make up 75% of the population, suffer the most since they are jobless. If you make a tour in Waza, you will find youths roaming about in the streets. They are jobless and battle for survival on a daily basis. Another thing that has affected their standard of living is the fact that tourists stopped visiting the Waza National Park because of insecurity. Before, tourists were coming here in their numbers. They gave us gifts which put smile on the faces lives of youths.
On tissait des relations avec les Blancs. Les Blancs venaient à Waza.
Everything was going on well. The economy was booming because once you saw whites or tourists, you saw money. Unfortunately, since the upsurge of Boko Haram hostilities, tourists stopped coming here, making life difficult for us.
Au campement de Waza, vous allez constater qu'il n'y a plus rien.
In a bid to help these victims of repeated Boko Haram hostilities, the United Nations Development Programme gave them equipment to bounce into agriculture, trucks and other items to enable them better their living conditions.
Et dans cette deuxième phase, nous allons bien sûr
that they also in turn helping other communities affected like Waza with a courageous population who despite the odds are still brave.
Très courageuse, qui mérite d'être aidée.
The gesture he has will help the population of Waza return to normal life and the locality itself stabilized.
De reprendre une vie normale.
Local authorities are confident in 3 months' time this aid will change the lifestyle of the Waza people.
Vraiment, quand vous venez ici à Waza, peut-être tu ne connais pas Waza.
Expectation of these Waza inhabitants is to see government authorities also take such a great move to get them out of this misery.
In the northwest and southwest English-speaking regions of Cameroon, Kumba and the Meme division has once again been hit by an improvised explosive device. The locally made explosive device is said to have been deposited in a bar at a locality known as Boya Road, Kumba. We have details in the following report. Annabella, who tells us that it is an uneasy calm that is reigning in the affected area of the city of Kumba, but also the rest of the Meme division. Her report.
Forces of law and order in Kumba in the Meme division destroying an improvised explosive device or locally made bomb. The device is said to have been set up in a snack bar around the Kumba High Court by yet to be identified individuals. Informed by an anonymous person, the Kumba Central Police Commissioner and his elements stormed the area to neutralize the local bomb. Commissioner Mbode Shalama, in the company of the senior divisional officer for the Meme division, Tundon Shambalin, carefully pulled the explosive out of the snack and destroyed it.
You know, they are professionals. Let me say it openly here, they are professionals. And you witness with us how they are doing their work. They are professional. Those in the bushes, they don't know what they are doing. But our army is very professional.
A security meeting was organized the next day at the DO's office to seek ways of combating attempts to destroy lives in Kumba and its environs. It is still unclear who is behind the hideous act of setting up a locally made bomb in a snack bar.
Annabella reporting there, and it should also be recovered within the context of the challenging armed conflict working the Anglophone regions of Cameroon. The weekend is said to have been a difficult one to non-state armed groups operating in parts of the Mezam division, precisely in Tuba subdivision of the Mezam division, and also some within Batibo subdivision of the Momo, still in the northwest region of Cameroon. Reports say that some 2 heavily armed individuals of the non-state armed groups operating in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon were captured by Gendarmerie officials of Tuba subdivision, and the same sources indicate that military officials trekked for several kilometers to launch a crackdown on armed separatist hideouts in Batibo subdivision. It led to the destruction of some of their camps and also the seizure of several weapons belonging to non-state armed groups. We shall be coming back to this subsequently, ladies and gentlemen. But time for us to talk about reactions that have been streaming in since the release of former Water and Energy Minister Basila Tangana Kuna, who was detained in Yaoundé since 2018 for the alleged embezzlement of funds belonging to the public treasury in Cameroon. After his release, people have got reacting, and we got the first reaction from one of the legal minds and political actor in Cameroon, that of Barrister Tamfo Richard, who indicated that while some other people are praising that the judicial system, according to him, is favorable or was merciful on the release, he had other views as per to the release of the detained one-time minister in Cameroon. Take a listen to Barrister Tamford Richard in the following extract.
Release of the former Minister of Water and Energy, Basil Atanganakuna. To me, there is nothing to rejoice or to be rejoicing, because we should instead having regret about our justice system. This is somebody that was suspected to have embezzled more than 1,000 billion francs, and he is today being released, and people think that they need to be jubilating about his release. I think though there's the provision of the law that provides that he should be out, I think to me it is time that we should call or invoke back those provisions of the law to see exactly whether that's the same thing that is obtained to other prisoners like him. You see, he was accused of embezzling public funds, and going by that provisions of the law, it says that if you are able to restitute the corpus delictus, you are able to be released after maybe a nolle prosequi has been entered into by the Attorney General. So to me, it's not something to rejoice, because I know that the way our justice system, or the image that our justice system is portraying, is that it encourages you to steal, and then whenever you are arrested, if you are able to restitute the corpus delicti, you will be released. So you will see that somebody who will steal, for example, maybe 50,000 francs or 20,000 francs will be seen being levied or being sentenced with a high term imprisonment, whereas somebody who has stolen hundreds or thousands of millions will be outside rejoicing. So, and it instead make it feel as if when somebody is appointed minister, it's an opportunity that I've given to him to steal more and steal more, so that whenever he's arrested, he can simply restitute. Do you know how much that kind of money could have generated as interest? It's not something to talk about. So the law should be seen to be rendered in equal proportions. We should be all equal before the law. We have had similar situations where some people in that same category have paid back the corpus delicti, but they were never released, and they even had to die while in detention.
You know, the reaction of Barrister Tamford Richard, the human rights lawyer, comes at a time when lawyers defending the former minister went praising the government of Cameroon and, to an extent, the president of the Republic of Cameroon for facilitating the release of the former minister. Barrister Tamford Richard, on his part, thinks that it is a mockery to the judicial system, and that goes a long way to speak volume of the bad judicial system in Cameroon. Barrister Tamford Richard, in the course of his reaction, also questioned why the continuous detention of several other persons, and to some cases incommunicado. He questioned why they have not been released, and several other persons, according to him, are still held incommunicado in detention facilities in Cameroon. To him, all these are all factors of a bad justice system.
Others who will be in detention for a long period of custody, they have still not been released. So talk less about the ongoing or the people who are arrested with respect to the ongoing and crisis, where they have to be in prison for like 4 years without any judgment. So you see that our justice wants to operate. When it wants to work, it works fast for some category of persons, and when it wants to be slow, it is slow for some particular people. So this is not a good reflection of our justice system. The law is blind, and it should be applied to the same magnitude and to the same proportion. Some people should not be considered privileged prisoners, while others are considered less privileged prisoners. When you even look further to some other provisions, for example, like the penal code, you see that they still talk about misappropriation of public funds, whereby if you embezzle more than 500,000, you risk being imprisoned for life. So why is it that people who are standing trial before the Special Criminal Tribunal have been given this privilege of restituting the corpus delicti whenever they are caught and they are able to restitute it? So I think there is a mixed up or a conflict of interest of the law, and I think this should instead be a wake-up call for our justice system to review its position and know exactly what it is sending out as message to the Cameroonian people when it comes to the justice.
Kutonspor of Gawa will take on Bambutus of Buddha in this year's finals of the Cup of Cameroon. The clubs pick up their qualification tickets yesterday or over the weekend after triumphing or coming out victorious over Union Sport of Douala and its sister club Avion FC of Dinkam. All clubs of the littoral region of Cameroon is however going to be a North Cameroon, West Cameroon finals represented by Bambutus of Buda and Kutonspor of Gawa.
Bambutus of Mbuda from the West region will be attempting to have their hands on the Cameroon Cup trophy when they take on Kutonspor of Garwa at the finals of this year's edition. Bambutus of Mbuda defeated 10-man Avion Academy by 2-0 to seal one of the spots for the finals. Before arriving at the finals, at the quarterfinals, Bambutus had to go through post-match penalty shootouts in order to eliminate a stubborn Gazelle of Garwa. At the round of 16, Bambutus of Mbuda eliminated Stade Rennais of Melon before moving up to the 8th finals, where they defeated Colombe of Janelobo to qualify for the quarterfinals. Kutonspor of Garwa on their side haven't had an easy journey to the top, as they are expecting to clinch a double at the end of this football season after being crowned as the champions of Elite 1. Before waving away Union of Douala, Kutonspor of Garwa passed through Sims at the round of 32. They defeated them 5-0. Racing Football of Bafoussam 2-0. IS Lausanne 1-0 and IS Fortuna at the quarterfinals 1-0. The Cotton Pluckers, who last won the Cup of Cameroon in 2014, are hoping to get a hold of it again, while Bambutus of Mbuda are hoping to remove the dark cloud hovering over them when they beat Kutonspor of Garwa to pick up their first ever Cameroon Cup title, which they failed getting in 2016 when they lost at the finals to Apaches of Mfu by 2-0. The date of the cup final will be decided by the head of state.
That's all for 6 p.m. Have a blessed day in the company of programs on Equinoxe.
If you suspect you may have a coronavirus infection, please call your healthcare provider in advance and let them know you are coming. This can help them be prepared. WHO